What's up, football heads? Welcome back to that show. I am Kyle. He is Cesar. This is NOOB Football Picks Week 7, right? Week 7, 2025.
Week 7, and I'm pulling a Sirianni. I'm shaving my beard for some good juju for the Eagles this week.
We'll see if it works.
Hopefully.
Let's dive into it. We got we'll see if it's a good game. But an interesting divisional matchup. Thursday night football. 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Prime Video. 4-1 Pittsburgh Steelers, 2-4 Cincinnati Bengals. This is only the fourth time in NFL history 2 40-year-old quarterbacks square off, and all previous 3 times it was Tom Brady and Drew Brees when Brady was with the Bucs. Steelers Bengals, who you got?
If that's a serious question.
That's the only question I got on this show.
Of course I got the Steelers. I mean, Joe, Mr. Man in Black, how you like to call him, or whatever, the bad man, or whatever you want to call him. Aaron Rodgers is
He's a bad man.
He is. He's a great bad man, and he's on a mission to shut everybody up and just make sure that he wins games. And he's just quarterbacking like he's a fucking general. Like that push a couple of weeks ago, we just pointed forward and yeah, we got the first down. Like he's having the best final season a quarterback can have. And I think he's going to continue that this week against that horrible team of the Bengals. I feel bad for Joe Flacco. Hopefully he can get something done here that he didn't get to do with Browns, but it's the Bengals. It's a bad defense. It's a bad offensive line. They're not going to be able to do that much. We'll see. Steelers all the way.
Mike Brown sucks as an owner. Duke Tobin sucks as a GM. Zach Taylor sucks as a head coach. Joe Flacco this season thus far sucks as a starting quarterback. The Steelers are 4-1, and I'm picking the Cincinnati Bengals. And here's why. The Mike Tomlin thing was hilarious. I assume you saw that in some capacity. But it basically came out and was like, Andrew Berry, the GM of the Browns, must be smarter than me because I don't know why you would trade a quarterback that you thought enough of to make him your day one starter, why you would trade him to a divisional rival who's hurting in that area. And I don't know if I've ever seen a coach just flat out call out another team's GM in a press conference. And I'm thinking about but Joe Flacco's been terrible this year, and the Bengals suck, and the Steelers are 4-1. Why are you so worried about it? It's just a weird vibe. Steelers probably gonna win this game, but I'm gonna go against everything in my soul, and I'm gonna pick the fucking Bengals because it's Thursday night. Weird things can happen on Thursdays. The Mike Tomlin thing just cast a strange vibe over the week, and listen, the Steelers are not that good. They're good, but they're not 5-1 good. And I say this every week with the Jets, that they're not 0-whatever bad, and they have yet to fucking prove me right. The Bengals are this bad. The Bengals should have more losses than they do because I got lucky as hell the first 2 weeks. But I'm not sold on the Steelers being 5-1 good. It's a divisional game. You got to throw the records out the window. Joe Flacco is going to wind back the clock to the Baltimore years, the peak Baltimore years, and he's going to guide the Bengals to an upset victory over the Steelers on Thursday night.
With who?
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
That's it? That's all they have?
That's all you need.
Is that all they need? They need a miracle. They need God to come down and play running back for them. I don't know what they...
Any given Sunday or Thursday or Saturdays late in the season. And occasionally a Monday night.
On Christmas. Any Christmas.
Any given day. Footsteps Flacco. He could get in there and
I love Joe Flacco, but you're asking for a miracle, so we'll see.
Listen, if I've ever wanted the Bengals to win a game, other than that Super Bowl they played against the Rams where I was rooting hard for him wearing my Chad Johnson jersey, this is it. Don't make me look stupid. I shit on you guys every week, and I take great pride and joy in it. But this week, let's get it done. Let's get there. Let's get it done.
You might not know this, but Flacco with 1C His last name is spelled with two. Well, Flacco with one C is skinny in Spanish. So it's Joe Skinny. Skinny
Interesting.
Joe.
Skinny Joe.
Skinny
Skinny
Joe
Joe's gonna.
Flacco.
You've heard of Broadway Joe. You've heard of Joe Cool. Now we got Skinny Joe. Skinny Joe's gonna get it done.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't think so. I think the bad man's got this.
All right, next up we got a really interesting, intriguing interconference game in London. 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on the NFL Network and NFL Plus. 4-2 Los Angeles Rams. 4-2 Duval Jacksonville Jaguars. Rams, Jags. Who you got?
I got the Jags because they're in London. They love to play in London. They outperform when they're in London. They're going to make sure that the Rams continue to feel humbled as they have been this season a couple of times. I don't think the Rams are a consistent team right now. They are a good team, but I don't think they're consistent enough to continue to dominate. Jaguars, though, they have a couple. They have one loss. Yeah, they lost. Two? Oh, they have 4-2? Oh, yeah. They didn't get it by. They had two losses, but they also beat the Chiefs. They also beat the 49ers, a divisional rival for the Rams. I feel like the Jaguars got this. I feel like they have what it takes to show the Rams, hey, don't put us to the side. We might be contenders this year.
I'm with you, obviously, because I'm picking the Jags every single week, baby. But the Rams, their run offense has been like somewhere between the middle of the pack and bottom third of the league. The run defense kind of about the same. The Jags, their run game has gotten going for the most part this year. And I don't like. There's something about the Rams, and it could just be my bias that I hate Rams fans. And Sean McVay it bugs me that he doesn't blink. He's too intense. I don't like it. I don't mind intensity. But there's like Dan Campbell's intense, but then there's times when he's not intense.
He's the Hannibal Lecter of coaches.
I just don't like there's always a giant vein popping out of McVay's neck. He's always like wide-eyed. He never blinks. It's like he rubs me the wrong way. I'm sure he's a nice guy. This is nothing personal against him. It's just there's something about it. I don't like it.
I'm the same way about Brian Dabble, but okay.
But this game to me is going to come down to two words. Ass Stafford. The Jacksonville Jaguars still lead the league in interceptions, lead the league in turnovers forced, and we know Matt Stafford, as my good friend Adam likes to say, is prone to going ass Stafford and just throwing some ball up there completely ill-advised that gets picked off. And I'm expecting a couple ass Stafford plays here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Greg Newsome, new Jaguar, get in the mix, come down with one of those picks. I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams won. Puka Nacua, we'll see. I know he had the ankle, but he came back and he's gonna play. But we'll see if he a little bit hobbled. I still think Devontae Adams has juice in the tank. You think he's completely fucking washed, but they got weapons. They're a good team. Was last week when they lost to the Niners on Thursday night? No, that was the week before. The Rams beat the Ravens last week.
That's correct.
They already bounced back. There's no
Ravens, but you can't count the Ravens as a good team this season because they haven't been a good team and they're riddled with injuries this season too. So.
Well, even riddled with injuries, the Rams only beat them 17-3. So they already got their bounce back. They won by 2 scores, but they didn't look like super sharp.
Dominant.
I just think at the end of the day, you can't pick against Liam Cohen. Can't do it. Duval, baby. Jags 5-2 coming up. Lock it in.
They're gonna lead the AFC South. You'll see. Well, it's gonna be a competition between them and the Colts.
Colts tied for the best record in the league right now.
Yeah, right now. I know.
We'll get to them. They got a good game coming up this week. All right, next up, let's go to. Where do I want to go?
Let's do it.
let's do 4-2 Philadelphia Eagles headed to the north, the true north. Take on the 3-2 my Minnesota Vikings. 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Eagles Vikings. I already know who you're picking, but who you got?
Listen, the last couple of weeks we've done this show. The Eagles have lost those 2 weeks. I shaved my beard. And I realized at the same time that the reason they lost those games is because I haven't worn my Eagles jersey during the recording of this show. So with that said, excuse me.
This is dead air. This is bad for radio. See if it pays off for him. Because this is a new variable. You can say what you want, but the variable has been when he wears the Eagles jersey, they win. When he doesn't wear the Eagles jersey, they lose.
We're back, baby. I'm picking the Birds. We're getting our bands back. We're getting a lick back. We're going to be back. We're going to use that Idris Elba meme. We're beating the Vikings in their own house. We're scolding them back to the Nordic Sea.
See, we got to this. If I was you, because I saw you when you popped in the room and he wasn't wearing the Jalen Hurts jersey. I said, this man is cooked. Because this is a new variable. You putting the jersey on mid-show is not – there's no record for that thus far. This is a third option. This is not you wear the jersey or you don't wear the jersey. This is you were not wearing the jersey at the start of it. So we'll find out if this has juju one way or the other, because this is unrecorded territory right here.
Hey, so it might be a close game.
I mean, we'll see. As is customary, I will not pick this game. I could see it going either way. My gut vibe all week has been bad. Are the Eagles going to lose 3 games in a row? I'm not prepared to say that. Like, they're not as talented as they were last year. They're clearly not as I agree. They're not clicking anywhere close to how they were down the stretch last year. I mean, it's not even a matter of agreement. It's just a straight up matter of fact. But do I think they're going to lose 3 games in a row? I struggle to see it. It's certainly possible, but I'm not happy about this game.
Listen, last week was tough for the Eagles. They Lander Dickerson was not playing. There was a lot of pressure coming into Hurts from the left side. You know, Jordan Mailata had to do a lot of work to get to save Hurts from that side. Obviously, he was not able to do it by himself. The backup was still not ready, in my opinion. I forget his name. And then, of course, Jalen Carter was not playing either with the foot heel injury or something. I'm not sure what it was. And Quinyon Mitchell got hurt during the game. So those variables always are going to be affected. They're always going to affect the game. I know Cole's going to listen to it saying, oh, look at him trying to make excuses. Yeah, well, whatever. Fuck your Scatterboo. He's a great guy, and Darty is a great quarterback. But, those things do matter. Carter said he's ready to play. We'll see if he plays. Mitchell is questionable. He had limited practice. And
I can't see him playing. I really can't.
I don't think he's going to play either.
And even if he does, that concerns me. If I was you, I'd want him to not play. Unless it really was like the most modest of tweaks to the hamstring.
All I'm going to say is that if we have fucking Kylie Ringo on that field again, good luck, sir. I know you're going to be able to have Carson Wentz do some passes to Addison and JJ. So
we don't want Carson Wentz in that game. But you bringing up Kelly Ringo, I want to get into something because I did a deep dive on a couple things. I did a deep dive on the tush push, and then I also did a deep dive on the Fangio's. Fangio likes to run cover 6 and cover 8, which is essentially cover 6 is a combination of cover 2 and cover 4 or quarters. So I have a very crude diagram here. I don't know. If you know what, I'm not even gonna fuck with this diagram because it's just me drawing shapes in Photoshop. It doesn't look very good because I just could not find a clean football diagram of an offense in 11 personnel. But if you're playing nickel and you have Justin Jefferson isolated on one side. What he likes to do, if you have a receiver of that caliber, is you play cover 2 on that side. So you have the corner over there plays a flat zone. You have one of the linebackers he plays a hook zone, but he's going to shade over toward that side, and then the safety plays deep. So you create a triangle, and you want to play outside leverage to force him inside, and then you get him triangulated, basically, and you bracket the coverage. And then on the other side, you're playing quarter, so the corner and the safety are playing deep. You have the linebacker, he's going to come over, and then you have your nickel plays the flat zone, and you create a box. Or cover 8 is essentially that, but it's flipped to where you're playing it on the opposite side. And you would do that if he's playing in the slot or something like that. Now, what's interesting about this is there's 2 key ways to beat cover 6 or cover 8, which is quick throws to the flat, which is not the biggest part of our offense. However, it has been over the last couple weeks with game plan shifts, just with the offensive line injuries for the Vikings. But the deep and intermediate throws over the middle is the bread and butter of our offense, which is the direct way to counter the Vic Fangio defense. So it would not, and what you want to do is you're going to put the Eagles in a position of, as he puts on, is that a Jets bracelet that you have there?
Eagles watch.
Is force them to either just let Jordan Addison and Jalen Naylor theoretically just feast over the middle, and it come down to, can the Eagles get quick pressure? Because you can't blitz if you're playing cover 6 or cover 8. You don't have the men to effectively do a cover 6 or cover 8.
So Daniel Smith just retired too, so yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So, and the Eagles have not been getting hardly any pressure this year. Obviously, you've lost Josh Sweat. Nolan Smith, I think, is still on IR. Obviously, having Jalen Carter back is going to be helpful. But even with Carter in the lineup, they have not really gotten a ton of pressure. So can they get the pressure? Because if they can't get quick pressure, then it's going to come down to, can whoever starts at quarterback for the Vikings, can they just hit on these intermediate routes over the middle? Because if they can, then you're just going to chunk your way down the field and force Vic Fangio to decide, do we not bracket Justin Jefferson, at which point then you're leaving yourself susceptible to Justin Jefferson doing Justin Jefferson things, which we have seen against the Eagles. Like that, when he fumbled the ball through the end zone for a touchback, what was that, week 2 a couple years ago?
Yeah,
like that was brutal. But he feasted on the Eagles D, and that was when Slay was still somewhat in his prime. He was still playing really good ball. I don't know if he was in his prime, but he was still playing excellent ball. Like, the secondary was stronger at that point. And Justin Jefferson still got his. So
you got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you got Slay,
it's really going to come down to, can the Vikings, who's starting on the offensive line, and can they hold up? Do we have a good game plan to prevent an Eagles team from suddenly getting a lot more pressure than they have been all year?
That's the key to victory for the Eagles. Put pressure on that offensive line that's injured, mostly injured. Make sure you get that pressure over to Wentz, to make sure that you avoid him actually getting the ball over to the 2 wide receivers that the Vikings have that are top wide receivers. Or Addison, as a rookie, has played really well, and of course you got Justin Jefferson, who's a stud. So that's the key. Stop the passing game from getting done. Make sure you disrupt Carson Wentz enough, or whoever is playing quarterback, that they are not able to complete the passes or able to get the ball out either way. That's the key to victory. How's your running back situation looking?
I mean, they've been running the ball pretty well, I would say. They're not like top 5 in the league, but Jordan Mason is an absolute animal. Xavier Scott has looked pretty good, but he's fumbled a couple balls, so I could see Cam Akers taking over for the number 2 spot, because Kevin O'Connell, nothing makes him lose his mind quicker than ill-timed fumbles. But the run game's been good. So
basically, that's going to be your ace in the hole, because as we saw last week, the Eagles' tackling has regressed significantly. I mean, we were not able to tackle anybody last week, so if we're not able to stop Cam Scadaboo, I'm not saying your running back is, level of madness as Cam Scadaboo is, where he can just run through people, even though he can just, dodge them and run around them.
I'll
But
take Jordan Mason over Cam Scadaboo, with no disrespect to Cam Scadaboo. Jordan Mason he is a bowling ball, but he's got lateral quickness. Like he had a touchdown against not a touchdown, was it? No, it was just a long run against Cleveland where he like just juked, not juked, but like he just like laterally like slipped past two guys consecutively and then just runs over a third guy.
He did the electric slide.
They got to get him going and they got to stick with the run. That's the key. Is like don't let the Eagles jump out to a big lead and run. Yeah, but the flip side, go ahead.
Yeah, with Carter back, that run game might, that run game defense might be better than it was last week. Because Carter is actually really good at stopping the run. So yeah.
I mean, we do have a nice mix of inside runs and outside runs. So they if they want to, like against the Browns, they ran straight at Myles Garrett to great effect. But if they choose, so they might have a plan in place of we can attack Carter straight on and we have a plan for it. Or if they want to run away from Carter in the middle, they could do that and challenge the corners to come up and make the tackles. But the flip side is, Vikings people are rightfully so looking at by the end of this, you're just going to transform into a fucking bald eagle. Jesus. But the Vikings people are looking at, and rightfully so, the Eagles have not had their run game going. As I have long predicted, Saquon is going to take a sizable step back this year just because of the workload that he had last year. They have not gotten the run game going tremendously. Certainly not anywhere near to the level that you would expect with their offensive line and with Saquon Barkley. But the flip side is if I'm the Eagles, if I'm an Eagles fan, if I'm Eagles local media, I'm thinking, well, this could be a get-right game because the Vikings' run defense has not been good this year. Bijan Robinson absolutely ate their lunch. And I need to say it again. Bijan Robinson, I'm sorry. I did not mean to disrespect you. This man single-handedly destroyed an 8 or 9 leg parlay that I had. It was all I needed was the Bills to win, and Bijan said, "Nah, sorry." Although I did hedge it, and I put a little cash on the Falcons to win that game, and I also had Bijan over 74.5 rushing yards, which then in the second quarter he rips off an 81-yard run and cash that immediately. So thank you, Bijan. But Bijan is I mean, there was footage of Saquon Barkley saying Bijan can do things that not even he can do. But if you're the Eagles, I think you're thinking we could get the run game right against this Vikings defense. They've had tackling issues on the outside. They've had gap integrity issues with the linebackers in the middle. And they've sort of been soft benching Javon Hargrave a little bit on running downs because he's just getting moved off the spot. They don't have a true nose tackle, which I have yelled into the ether for years now to draft a fucking 330-pound nose tackle. Just do it. I don't know why we're not doing it. And then they traded Harrison Phillips, who was the best run-stopping defensive lineman that we had left.
It's that Tampa Bay big boy that they got over there. They're not playing.
What I think they should do, they should call the Jets, who suck, and say, hey, you have no need for a 29, going to be 30-year-old run-stopping defensive lineman that we traded you, and you need draft picks to build up your roster. Let's just reverse the trade. The pick you gave us, we'll give it back. You give us Harrison Phillips back. Everybody's happy, and go from there. But
the Jets are going to ask for more picks.
Well, then they can go fuck themselves because what it did. Sorry, the value has depreciated. He's played 6 games. We traded him to you. It's like you're going to get 17 games out of it. You trade him back to us, we're only going to get 12.
It's important to know
11 after this week. No,
it's important to know that since we are, our favorite teams are playing each other this week, we might live stream this game on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I would like to. We'll see how I feel when I wake up. Because I have not felt good about this game all week. There's just everyone who picks Vikings games, they're picking the Vikings. Oh, the Eagles are gettable, and yeah, they are much more so than we thought headed into the season. But again, it's just, yeah. Are they gonna lose 3 games in a row? Are they really gonna lose 3 games in a row? I don't know. I don't know.
It's plausible. It's
I don't
plausible,
know. I
but
don't
hey,
know.
I believe in my birds. So go birds.
The other thing I want to touch on is I did a little research on the tush push just to understand it better, and I think it's fascinating what they do because it's essentially just a quarterback sneak, but typically with a quarterback sneak, the you go through the A gap and you go low. They more often than not go directly behind Mailata, the left tackle, and they go high. And they also like normally you got the five offensive linemen. I'm gonna try and angle this in a way you can see for the YouTube audience, where you got the A gaps, B gaps. The Eagles line up like this, like they're like shoulder to shoulder. So then normally against this, you would have your four defensive tackles in the gaps, trying to stuff the gaps on a QB sneak. But when they're this tight, they don't fit as well. So you see like Chris Jones, I think he was in the Super Bowl, lined
It
up
went sideways.
sideways, yeah, because
Moron.
it create. But the problem with that is like you fit better in the gaps. But if it's two men going straight up, it's a strength game and a leverage game. If you're sideways, they could just move you off the spot much
Yeah.
easier. And then they're not even going through the middle, and they wait. They start low, but they wait because now everyone tries to get underneath the Eagles. So they wait, and then they just kind of like fall on top of them. And then Jalen Hurts just rides it like a fucking surfboard. Yeah. And so I think like Frankie Louvu, what he was trying to do is kind of the way to do it. I think you want your second level to meet over the top, or you want to take the risk and not try and get under the Eagles, and because the Eagles play it differently than like it's the defensive line is a leverage game. So if you play into their opposite approach and you try and maintain area above them, and I would like Ivan Pace, I think, could be key in this situation because he's smaller and he's just excellent at slicing between tiny little holes in the defense because he's so small. Is have someone like him go low, the big guys stay upright, and then another thing that's been effective, and ultimately, like, you want the tush push, you want to get it down to like if it's a 50-50 deal, you're in a pretty good spot. They convert it over an 80% clip. If you can get it down to 50-50, you'll take nobody's ever going to stop the tush push 100% of the time, just like nobody's going to stop a QB sneak 100% of the time. But what you see is people line up a nickel corner or an outside corner right off to the side of Jordan Mailata.
So they can pull Hurts back.
Well, the idea is you want someone quick to shoot in there. So as you either meet him before he gets the chance to jump up to ride the surfboard, or to your point, when he gets up there to have the leverage coming around the side, headed it toward the backfield to grab him and pull him back.
That's how Tampa Bay stopped the tush push that once. I believe it was at a regular season game 2 years ago or last year. I forgot what it was. They stopped it because one of their, I forgot what it was, one of their defenders, he got right to the side and he was able to get the leverage to get to Hurts. Of course, they didn't call the face mask that he had on him, but
like all the false starts that they don't call.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's not there. It's there, but like he just went in and then he just pulled on Hurts, and that's how he got him off. But he was one hand on his bag and then one hand on his face mask, and he just pulled him down, and that's how they stopped it. So that's the strategy. Just try to stop Hurts, and that's a good strategy.
That's my bold. I'm not picking the game, but my bold prediction is Isaiah Rodgers against his former team will stop one tush push. Doesn't mean they're not going to run 15 of them and convert the other 14, but Isaiah Rodgers will stop one tush push in this game. And I think another thing worth talking about is the Vikings haven't had the same like absurd level of converting pressures into sacks that they did last year, but they're still way up there in the league in pressures, which has been a little bit of an issue for the Eagles. So can they get quick pressure on Jalen Hurts? If they're able to just not get destroyed by Saquon Barkley. Their secondary has played incredibly well this year. I think that the Vikings have the pieces on defense. If they can just not get constantly gashed by Saquon Barkley, which is in no way a guarantee, but if they can prevent that from happening, they can frustrate the Eagles' offense to a level that they can get them into one of these like half-long funks that the Eagles have kind of been wrestling with every game. That's the Vikings' key to victory to me is you got to get these chunk plays over the middle with Addison or Naylor if they're bracketing Jefferson. And you got to do that by giving the quarterback time to throw, and the Eagles have not been great at pressures this year. And then on defense, you gotta stifle Saquon enough to force them to pass, and then just do what they've been doing, which is play strong pass defense and just force Patullo into a situation where he doesn't know what to do, and they have a half where Jalen Hurts throws for 35 yards or something like that.
It's always fun with the Eagles and the Vikings face off.
No, it's not. It's never fun. I never enjoy it. Even when we win, I have no recollection. There's one game I remember in 2018 because it was the year after the championship game where the Vikings beat the Eagles, and I was like, I don't care if we lose every fucking game this year. Just beat the Eagles. We need to beat the Eagles, and they did. I don't remember any other wins. They've beaten them other times. They're 4-4 in their last 8 games against each other. And when I was told that, I was like, that's not real. I don't remember any of those other ones. Like we talked about it a few weeks ago that Jake Elliott threw an interception in one of those games. Like I don't remember that happening at all. But no, it's not fun. It's fun for you. It's not fun for me. Because I'm just stressed out.
I like the Vikings as a team, not because it's your favorite team. It's because I like their identity. I like the look. I like their logo. I like their stadium. I like their fans. They have traditions that I like. Joy. When it comes to fan bases, when it comes to teams and sports teams in general, if I like the culture, I like the team. I don't have to like the players. I just like the culture behind the team, the identity of the team. I like the Vikings team, so it's always fun for me.
Well-run organization from top to bottom.
I wouldn't know. You pay more attention to that than I do, but
they ain't the Bengals and they ain't the Dolphins. I'll tell you that.
That's definitely correct. But when I see their games on TV and they're at home, I always enjoy their home games. I enjoy their stadium. I enjoy the skull chant that they do. It's fun. It's a fun team, so I like it. It's just like the Bills. I like the Bills.
We got to be loud, baby. We got to be loud on Sunday. If you're watching this game, you're going to be at the game in Minnesota. We got to be loud. We got to get the skull chant going.
The Eagles are used
We need
to loud.
A.J. Brown.
The Eagles are used
literature
to
on the sideline. We need him tweeting at halftime, Bible scripture. We need him so deep in his bag, he's pulling out apocryphal texts from like the Book of Enoch or something like that. We need this man so deep in his own head that he doesn't even come out for the second half. That's what we got to get in his head. It's all on the fans. Players are going to do what they're going to do.
That's 20 minutes on this game, so let's move on.
Listen, I could do 5 hours on this shit. Next up, 2-4 Las Vegas Raiders, 3-3 Kansas City Chiefs, 1 p.m. on CBS. Who you got?
I'm picking the bum-ass Geno Smith and the Raiders.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, something tells me in my gut the Raiders are going to beat the Chiefs, and the questions are the Chiefs okay? Are the Chiefs are good? Are the Chiefs are going to be back to the Super Bowl? Is something wrong with Patrick Mahomes? Is something wrong with Travis Kelce? That's going to be the narrative once again, because the Chiefs are going to lose to this Raiders team who's trying to find themselves and who have the horrible Geno Smith who doesn't remember how to play quarterback a couple of times in a row. So I got the Raiders over the Chiefs. Fuck Geno Smith, but I think he's going to win.
You could not be reading the tea leaves more wrong. I've been saying this all week. The Chiefs are going to win this game, and if it's not after this week, it's going to be after next week. Within the next 2 weeks, the talking point is going to be, are the Chiefs the best team in football? I guarantee it. It's
already
coming.
There. It's already, you see?
No, it's at their back.
Super Bowl.
They're back. But you will see headlines. Are the Chiefs the best team in football within the next 2 weeks? I guarantee you. They're going to stomp the Raiders. They get Rashee Rice back. They're back at full strength. The Raiders are listless. They're hopeless. Geno sucks.
He does.
Chiefs are going to just boot stomp them into the mud.
I should pick the Chiefs just to make sure that they lose.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to win
fucks me.
just because you picked Geno. And it's that simple. All right, next up we got the toilet bowl of the week. The 1-5 Miami Dolphins, 1-5 Cleveland Browns, 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Dolphins Browns. Who you got?
Flush it down the toilet. The Dolphins are gonna swim across that toilet and win against the fucking Browns. It's gonna be a horrible game. I don't want to watch this game. It's probably gonna be boring as fuck. I don't want to see that rookie quarterback that Dylan Gabriel, is that his name? Dylan Gabriel?
Yep.
I don't want to see that guy play again, ever. Like, I don't want to be subjected to seeing that guy play a game again, ever in my life. What a boring-ass quarterback. I thought Jalen Hurts was stoic and boring, but at least I get the excitement of what is he going to do? Is he going to fail? Is he going to... This guy, nothing. He gave me nothing. He got sacked once, and he just picked up that guy who sacked him, and he's like, instead of shoving him, he was like, yeah, all right. And he just kept walking. Like, no emotion, no consistency, just boring, bland football. Dolphins are going to win this game.
See, boring, bland football, that's all you need. When it comes down to a matchup like this, what do I always say? Who has the best unit in the game? The Browns' defense is better than any unit the Dolphins have. Their front is better than any sub-unit that the Dolphins have. The Browns are going to win this game, and somebody's getting fired on Miami's side. I've come around to the point where I was very critical of Mike McDaniel, and I still am. But I think Chris Grier is your number one problem, has completely mismanaged the assets. Tua, I think, is your number two problem. Mike McDaniel is your number three problem. They're all problems, and they should all
but
be
you
gone.
Can't solve the Tua problem right now because
no,
backup.
No, you can't.
So he's not getting fired.
They owe him too much money. They're not even going to cut him after the season.
He's not going to get fired.
They're going to fire Mike McDaniel at some point and bring someone in to fix Tua again, like they brought in Mike McDaniel to fix Tua, and then he did, and then Tua regressed to where he's at now. But this is a case. It's in Cleveland. The fall weather is starting to fall. We're mid-October. I've been wearing long pants and hoodies here in Los Angeles, which means it's probably even colder in Cleveland, and we know Miami cannot play in the cold. It's in Cleveland. Myles Garrett's going to get after Tua's ass. The vibes are bad. In much the same way Mike Tomlin with the press conference led to me picking the Bengals. All this crap with Tua, subtweeting in a press conference Mike McDaniel by saying, we need our leadership to give us a better idea of what they want from us. And Mike McDaniel having to come out and do damage control and talk about how, like, when he said players-only meetings, he was talking about player-led film sessions, not like your typical disaster. Like, what are we going to do? The players got to meet. We got to hold each other accountable. Like, he had to clean up Tua's mess and say, like, it's his role. This was just the wrong forum. After Tua quietly calls him out, the vibes are bad. That relationship is bad. Tua is a cancer. Brian Flores, he's a tough defensive coach. He's a crusty defensive coach, and they didn't get along, fine. And then years after the fact, he wants to come in the media and talk shit about my defensive coordinator, unprompted for no reason at all, fine. But now he's having problems with the guy handpicked to come in and hold his hand and guide him to superstardom, and he's got a problem with him now. Tua is the problem. The vibes are bad. That's suck. His team, man. They got no good units. Tyreek Hill's out. You got Jalen Waddle and Achane. That's about it. The Browns, their defense is good, man. The Browns they're gonna befuddle them all day. Tua's gonna turn the ball over a couple times. Mike McDaniel is gonna leave, and that little thing on his shoe is gonna be flopping around again, and they're gonna fire his ass right out of his joggers.
I hope I don't hope he gets fired because I don't hope anybody gets fired. But
I hope he
I
gets
hope
fired. Come consult for the Vikings. Come consult for us.
the Eagles need a lot of help with the offense, so we might use him.
That's
Um,
true.
if he gets fired, I hope that they use that meme of him like walking, dancing during practice. Because like Mike McDaniel's like leaving the Dolphins, building, just walking back into his groove. I don't know. I have faith in the Dolphins. I feel like they can turn it around. So let's see.
You and the Dolphins is like me and the Jets. It's like at some point here, they're gonna figure something out, right?
I saw a spark, man. I saw a spark in that Buffalo game. It's like that's it. That's what you need. That's all you need. That spark. You get that spark going again. You waffle it over so you make sure that it gets into a fire and then get a nice little fire going and just keep going at it until it grows and grows and goes and ravages everything up. That's what they need. They need that spark to get back again. It's harder now because you have Tyreek Hill, but they can make it. I don't think they're going to be contenders, but I think they're going to be able to get at least a better record than we expect them to have.
Nah, Cleveland, they're going to be grilling up some mahi-mahi after the game. All right, next up we got the division leading 4-2 New England Patriots headed down to take on the Tennessee Titans and brand new interim coach. Who's their interim coach? Mike McCoy.
Idea.
Mike McCoy. Interesting choice. He's got experience. It makes sense. 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS, Pats Titans. Who you got?
I got the Pats going. Just serving up the Titans on a silver plate. I have no hope for the Titans. I don't think they have anything going for them right now. New head coach, that might give them some fresh energy, some fresh juju, and be able to get some good graces, and they might have a good game, but I don't think they're beating the Patriots. The Patriots are playing really well this season. They're playing really well. That's why they're at the top of the division, so we'll see. But I got the Titans over the Patriots. I got the Patriots over the Titans right now. I don't think the Titans have what it takes. You're going to pick the Titans, aren't you?
I wasn't until you had that little Freudian slip, and now I'm thinking, no, the Pats are going to curb stomp. For one shining moment, the Titans
it's Mike
were
Vrabel's
not.
Revenge game.
For one shining moment, the Titans were not. But as Cam Ward said, they're ass. It's that simple. I don't know. I don't know how many games Patriots are going to win. I don't know if they're going to win the division, but they're going to win this game. Enough said.
Vrabel's going to go into Tennessee with a vengeance. Like, oh, you fired me? You traded away my 2 best players and you fired me? Fuck you. I'm going to beat your ass.
Stupid. Who came out smelling like a white mushroom, smoking a Marlboro
How
Red?
the
Mike
fuck
Vrabel.
do you have A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry in your team?
And Mike Vrabel, and they get rid of all of them. And they suck.
Where was... I have no idea how they got that.
And then the GM, they fired the original GM. They brought in Rand Carthon, who was the one that's like, I'm the genius. I'm going to trade AJ Brown, and we're going to draft Treylon Burks, whose NFL comp is AJ Brown, even though we already have AJ Brown because I'm a genius. We're going to save money. The contract that AJ Brown was asking for at that time was so low because like the market hadn't fully exploded yet. Like they should have just paid him. What was the problem? He was the second best player on your team behind Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry plays running back where they don't get paid anything. Just pay him. And now Rand Carthon has already been run out of town. And Brian Callahan's been run out of town. They're all gone. What are we doing? Awful. Just awful. I feel bad for Cam Ward. He seems like a good, heady young player. I feel bad for my boy, the planet-sized mutant, T'Vondre Sweat. Jeffrey Simmons. I mean, they're rebuilding. They don't need Jeffrey Simmons. Trade him to the Vikings. We'll take him. The Titans suck. The Patriots are getting better. But next up, we got the this is a match made in hell for me, specifically in terms of how am I going to pick this fucking game. The 3-3 Panthers, the 0-6 New Jersey Jets, 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Who you got?
Is that the game of the week? They're just kidding. Okay. Listen, it's about time that the Jets get that one win. It's about time they get that one win. They're at home. They got their New Jersey fans in there with them. They're facing the Panthers, who are still inconsistent. Sometimes they play well, sometimes they play like ass. They just beat the Cowboys for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I think this is a week where the Panthers don't play well and the Jets actually get that first win. So, Jets. I'm picking the Jets.
3 words, 9 letters. 1 and 6. The Jets are finally going to get off the schneid. The Jets are going to get a win. Like I said, I'm picking them until they get the win. And if they go 0-17, then the Jets will officially be like the number 1 team on my shit list from now until the end of time.
Hey, if they go winless this season, at least we have that meme that's that 21st of September meme with the coach. What's his name?
Which meme? I haven't been on Instagram, so I haven't seen any of the memes.
That field goal, and then the coach is going like this, dancing, Brilliant. And then they just put and you remember trying to emphasize. It was perfect. It was beautiful.
Oh, God.
We always have that meme. It's like Will Levis. We always have Will Levis memes. I mentioned Will Levis.
Yeah, the Panthers shredding Dallas's defense means nothing to me. Like, you, me, and some hobos off the street here in Los Angeles could shred Dallas secondary. It's terrible.
I saw the holes, man. The holes that were living on that field for the Panthers to just run through them. It was just like, how? How do you, like, not even the Eagles are this bad. Like, how the fuck are you leaving that
Bryce Young had
space open for them to run through?
Bryce Young had 3 completions of over 20 yards for a total of 79 yards and 1 touchdown prior to that game. In that game, he had 3
touchdowns
passes for over 20 plus yards for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Jesus.
That's how bad Dallas' secondary is. It's bad. So if the Panthers get to 4-3, then I will be at the point where I'm like, okay, they had some rough spots early on, but maybe they're turning a corner. I don't know if they're going to beat really good teams, but they're better than bad teams. But come on.
How about the
Jets, Jets. Let's go, Jets.
That's another bad chant, too. Still better than Bird Down. But still
all
weird.
Chants are bad in the NFL. Chants and fight songs.
No, it's not.
They're all terrible.
No, it's not. You see how fucking, what's his name? Oh, my God, I forgot. Bradley Cooper, when he yelled out the Eagles in the Super Bowl, how everybody goes loud as fuck. Like,
it's still not good.
EAGLES Eagles. Like, that's badass. JETS, Jets.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
They don't say Eagles. They just said Eagles.
It's the same. You're spelling out a name. The Eagles fight song is not the worst fight song, but it's not good. No fight songs are good. None of it's good. It's not good.
I disagree.
It's tradition. It's fine. The Vikings fight song is fucking terrible. The skull chant is fantastic, but the fight song sucks. Yeah, it's terrible.
Nobody knows their fight song. That's why it's bad. We might have the best fight song, even though you hate it, so it's fine.
Yeah, the Eagles do have the best fight song in the NFL, but it still sucks. Fight songs are not good. They're just not. It works better for the Eagles because it sounds good when you've had like 15 PBRs and you're just like slurring it out the side of your mouth. Like it sounds better that way, but fight songs are just not like they're all corny. The Eagles is the least corny. It's the best of them, but none of them are good.
Go Birds, dickhead.
This is not even me hating on the Eagles. It's me hating on fight songs. They suck.
Some high school bullshit.
JETS, Jets. 1-6, baby. Aaron Glenn's gonna be strolling down the sideline.
Speaking of
whoever's got the boombox in the locker room, they're gonna be blasting some Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's gonna be great. All right, next up we got the 1-5 New Orleans Saints headed to the Windy City to take on the 3-2 Chicago Bears on a 3-game win streak. 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Who you got?
Bird down, baby. Bird. I'm picking the Bears. They're riding high right now. They got momentum on their side. The Saints, they got that win, but they still don't feel like they're a competent team. So I'm picking the Bears. I think the Bears finally found their rhythm, so they can continue to win games. So I think they're gonna win this game too. It's an easy schedule for them so far.
I'm gonna pick the Saints, not because I hate the Bears, because like I've picked the Bears now, I think 3 weeks in a row. The Bears should win this game. The Bears will probably win this game, but the Saints, they got a little something to them. They're not good, but they're not as bad as everyone thought they were going to be. I think Kellen Moore is a really good coach, and the Bears during this 3-game win streak, I keep waiting for them to like really like just beat a team, and it's always like they had to come back against the Raiders, and it was real like back and forth with the Commanders, and if it wasn't raining and Jaden Daniels and the running back didn't bobble the exchange and they get that fumble, the Commanders probably win that game.
Man, poor Jaden.
What
Daniels.
I want to say,
it's not VR, Jaden Daniels. It's not VR, sir.
Whatever. Jaden Daniels. One day you will come to understand that you got to just respect the great players in your division, even if you hate the
I respect the great players in my division. I don't respect a guy who scores a touchdown after being 30 points down and start dancing in the end zone when, like, dude, focus. You're losing by 30 points. Come on. I don't respect that.
You don't have to respect
VR,
that, but
I'm practicing on VR times 2 times the speed of, like, fuck you. That's not real life. You're going to get fucking crushed.
It's not. Has he gotten crushed, or did he have like the greatest rookie season in the history of quarterbacks?
You're talking about the last season. How's he doing this season?
I mean,
besides getting injured,
they're not terrible. They're 3-3, which I predicted them to go 9-8. So this is right in line with my predictions that they're going to take a step down. But
at least they're getting tied with the Packers. So
and the VR thing is very smart because it helps processing speed. It helps you.
Yeah, but VR doesn't rain. VR doesn't sweat. VR doesn't.
But nobody's saying it's going to turn you into the greatest quarterback of all time. It just helps with adjusting to the speed of the professional game from
it's a reflex
college.
thing. I know, but once you get into the field, it's going to be different. So you know how I am. You know how I'm.
You're an Eagles fan. You just got to talk shit. What were we on? Saints Bears. What if I'm a Bears fan? What I want to see from this game is just go beat a bad team. Don't play around. Don't make it a back and forth thing. Not some comeback situation. Just go into the fourth quarter with a 2-touchdown lead and just snuff them out. Handle your business. I'm picking the Saints. I got a feeling it's not me being a Bears hater, which I am. I hate the Bears, but I don't know. Caleb Williams, one of these weeks is he's gonna default back to what he wants to do, which is run around like a fucking idiot, and bad things are going to happen. And I like Kellen Moore as a head coach. I just do.
Bird down.
Next up, we got the 5-1 AFC leading Indianapolis Colts headed out here to sunny Los Angeles with clear blue skies and golden sunshine all along the way. The Los Angeles Chargers at 4-2. Colts Chargers 4:05 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Who you got?
Another possible game of the week right here. You got Indiana Jones on his crusade against the Chargers, who are trying to bounce back after those 2 losses they had. Right? They're 4-2, right?
Correct.
So they started really well. They're trying to get back on track. This is gonna be this is a tough one for me to pick, to be completely honest, because I like both teams. But I'm going to go with the Colts simply because the Chargers' offensive line is still not as healthy or as good. So I think that's going to be their Achilles heel. And the Colts are going to take advantage of that, and their defense is going to be able to get that done. And at the same time, the Indiana Jones offense is going to continue to rock and party like they have been for the past couple of weeks.
Much has been ado about Indiana Jones, and rightfully so, because he's playing excellent ball. But the real star is Big John Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has been running his cock off this year. And the Chargers, despite Jesse Minter being a very good defensive coordinator, despite Jim Harbaugh, in spite of being a quarterback, being a guy who says we got to run the ball and we got to stop the run. They are in the bottom third of the league in terms of rushing yards allowed. Jonathan Taylor is going to go off. And at some point here, the Colts got to come back to earth a little bit. I don't see the Colts as like a 14-win team. I really don't. But I'm picking the Colts. The Chargers, when they hired Harbaugh, what I said was, what wills out? The Chargers being the Chargers or Harbaugh being Harbaugh? And thus far, it's kind of been the Chargers charger.
It's injuries, to be honest. If they were still healthy,
that's the Chargers charger, man. They lose like half their trenches every year.
It's not like they're fucking up on the field. Like they're getting injured. That's the problem that they have right now. That's the only problem they have. I feel like if they were still all healthy, that they will still be winning games and probably might be 5-1 maybe or undefeated. Who knows?
All right, so we're both on the Colts?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got the surging 2-4 New Jersey Giants headed to Denver to the Mile High City to take on the 4-2 Denver Broncos, coming off a I didn't watch a second of it, boring London game. 4:05 p.m. on CBS, Giants, Broncos in Denver. Who you got?
It's the teams that beat the Eagles Bowl. Bo Nix has been inconsistent ever since that Eagles game. Giants, they're on a high. Scatterboo is running through people. Dart is throwing darts or running into the end zone. He's going to be a good runner. These are the one that's tough for me to pick, but I'm picking the Giants. I think the Giants are going to continue the momentum that they have and probably be 3-3 at the end of this game.
Well, that's not possible.
Aren't they 2-3?
2-4.
They're 2-4?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Well, I'm sorry. They're going to be 3-4.
I'm on Denver.
All right.
Last
you
week,
like even though he's inconsistent?
No, so Bo Nix is terrible. But I like that defense. They got 30 sacks on the year. The next closest team has 20. They're averaging 5 sacks a game. Nick Bonito, Cooper, I'm not sure what his first name is, so my apologies to Cooper and the Cooper family on the other side. They're just eating people's lunch with consistency. I know going into the Chargers game, we said, this is a tough assignment for Jackson Dart in his first start against a really good defense, but the Chargers defense has not been as good as they typically have been. Denver's defense has been as good as expected. Their problem has been Bo Nix, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I'm picking Denver. Last week, they played the New Jersey Jets. They had a little antipasto. This week, they're going for the main course. You get some chicken parm, a couple slices of New Jersey pizza, and they're going to complete the sweep of the New Jersey football teams. Broncos will be 5-2. Although, a large part of me, with the Chargers going to 4-3, if Denver goes to 4-3 and the Chiefs win, we now have a 3-way tie at the top of that division. And so I'm very tempted. In fact, I am going to flip my pick. I'm picking the Giants, and only because it's going to lead to this. Are the Chiefs the best team in football? Are the Chiefs, after as bad as they looked, they're in a 3-way tie on top of the division. I'm picking both teams. Either way, I get to win.
You're not taking into consideration that the Giants' defense has shown a lot of improvement in the past couple of games, and they're actually playing really well. Like, they started well, but they actually gotten better, and their offense is clicking. So you got to take that into consideration. If Bo Nix's offense is not clicking, and their defense is good, but you can't win a game just with the defense. Defense wins games, but you got to score points too.
I mean, the same could be said for the other side. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart's gonna score a touchdown. Scatterboo's gonna score a touchdown.
I don't know. I don't know.
Scared gonna run through Bonito, and he's
I
gonna be
don't
like,
know,
"Yeah,
Jim. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Giants for the bigger picture of this Chiefs argument.
he's
That's the
gonna be
only
like,
reason. I do think Denver's gonna win this game, but I'm gonna pick the Giants because I've smelled this for weeks now that the Chiefs are just right there where they're gonna be slurping them. They're the best team in football. Yeah, the Colts. Yeah, the Bucs. Yeah, Detroit. But they got all their pieces back. They're healthy now. Everyone else is hurt. I'm picking the Giants just because
Scatterville's gonna stomp the Broncos down into glue and then smell it. All right.
You're real confident going up against this Broncos defense. Like if
Did you
the
see
Giants
what they
win,
did
it's
to
gonna
my
be
team last week?
it's gonna be like 17-13 or something like that if the Giants pull this
It's
off.
gonna be a fun game. These 4 o'clock games all could be fun except for one.
All right, next up we got the 3-1 Green Bay Packers headed to the desert to take on the 2-4 Arizona Cardinals, 4:25 Eastern on Fox. Who you got?
Packers. I mean, I'm not. The Cardinals are the worst team in their division. They are.
Yeah.
The Packers, like I said last week, people are sleeping on them just because they lost one game and then they tied and then they went on the bye, so people are not paying attention to them. So I think people are sleeping on the Packers. I'm going to continue to say that. They're going to win this game and they're going to dominate this game. And then people are going to start talking about the Packers again. You'll see.
Yeah, I mean the Cardinals are not a serious organization. They're not going to win this game.
Micah Parsons is not getting a sack on Kyler Murray. That's my prediction. He's not.
All right, everyone out there, put money on Micah Parsons to get a sack against Kyler Murray.
To not get a sack.
Yeah, I know. I heard you.
Fuck you.
No, I agree because everyone sold all their stock on the Chiefs. Everyone sold all their stock on the Packers, and then 2-3 weeks later, everyone's going to say, "Oh, it's going to be a Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl." The Packers are who we thought they were, and maybe they are, but they're not going to lose to the Cardinals. The Cardinals are not serious people.
Since we're talking on about the Packers, how in the hell do you lead the division when you have 3 wins and a tie, while the rest of the division has 4 wins?
Winning percentage
for the Bears. But no, the Lions. The Lions have 4 wins, right?
Yeah, they have 4 wins. Vikings are 3-2. Bears are 3-2. Lions are 4-2.
Okay, so how are your Lions not the one at the top of the division if they have 4 victories, which is more than a tie? It's more important than a tie. And they have
it's winning
less
percentage.
of a loss.
It's winning percentage.
It's bullshit. It's a bad. If you win more games, you should be at the top of the division. I don't care if you tie.
Well, the problem is the Lions have played more games. By the end of the season, they'll either be like, say, the Lions go 13-4 and the Packers go 13-3-1, then they're better. But if the Packers go 12-4-1, then they're worse. It's only a temporary thing.
Yeah, because win percentage, like it will be lower if that's the case. The math doesn't matter to me.
No, so. The problem right now is that they haven't played the same number of games. The Packers' win percentage is 70%, whereas the Lions is 66.7.
But they play one more. All right.
Yeah, the Packers.
You Packers too?
Yeah, picking the Cardinals. Cardinals are they're in the lowest possible tier of franchises in terms of my respect level for them.
Will Jonathan Gannon roughhouse or like slap, kick, smack another player this week?
Probably not. All right, next up we got the 3-3 Washington Commanders, the 2-3-1 Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Probably in America's game of the week for whatever reason.
Yeah, it is.
4:25 p.m. Eastern time on Fox. Who you got?
I hate to say it, but I got the Cowboys. Bounce back. It's a bounce back week, man. They in Jerry World. The Commanders are not healthy. They don't have their wide receivers yet. They got beat by the Bears. A field goal. I don't think the Commanders have what it takes this season. I think they're losing this game. And the Cowboys are going to be like, oh, yeah, we're good again. No, you're not. But, good on you. You beat the Commanders.
The Commanders are going to go 9-8. I hold firm on this, but they're going to win this game because the Cowboys are bad. The offense is great.
Are the Cowboys
defense,
bad?
I think so. I think they might be. They're not as bad as some other teams, and their offense is really good, but that defense is just atrocious. That pass defense is so bad. So bad.
The ground defense
so
too.
Bad. I'd love to see the Cowboys win this game, but I don't know, man. If you have a competent quarterback, you can throw for 350 yards on them. Like every game is going to be a shootout. Dak essentially has to play perfect ball every week.
Well, two of the contenders of the season, as the season started, with Packers and the Eagles, they didn't even fucking throw that much over them. So we'll see.
That was week 1 with the Eagles, and the Packers put up 40 points.
It's a tie.
Yeah, but they put up 40 points. Dak just played a perfect game, and they tied. Like literally, Dak has to play a perfectly clean game of football every single week for them to win the game, because they're going to give up like 4 or 5 explosives and they're going to give up an 80-yard touchdown every week because they suck. Eberflus sucks.
Oh, I know that. Everybody knows that.
Get him out of here. All right, next up we got Sunday Night Football. I should have been writing down timestamps for these. Where are we at? 1:06. 35. Sunday Night Football, 5:20 p.m. Pacific, 8:20 p.m.
Sunday night
Eastern on NBC and Peacock. 3-2 Atlanta Falcons coming off a major upset of the Buffalo Bills, headed to the Bay to take on the 4-2 San Francisco 49ers, appropriately colored red because the ambulance lights are flashing and they are destroyed, not even decimated, not even riddled by, destroyed by injuries. Falcons, 49ers, who you got?
Can you hear that? Can you hear the distance? Can you feel the vibe? The Atlanta Falcons, they're vibing right now. We ready. We ready.
We ready for y'all.
The Falcons are going to win this game. They're a vibe right now, man. I'm vibing with the Falcons right now. I'm loving what I'm seeing from them. I'm loving what I see from Michael Penix Jr. and his Durag. He is a vibe. The Falcons are a vibe. Bijan Robinson's a fucking beast. I'm picking the Falcons. They're going to run over the fucking 49ers in their own stadium, in Bay, in California, in that horrible city.
Fred Warner destroyed his ankle. He is not playing. I don't believe he'll play for the rest of the season. So who is going to stop Bijan Robinson? Nobody. It's that simple. Falcons win.
Mac Jones.
Easy.
Mac Jones season lesson for 2 games.
He's fighting his ass off out there. You gotta love some Mac Jones, but
he's fighting against a cramp, against being winded, because he's out of shape still. Get in shape, Mac Jones. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Falcons, they're starting to get some pass rush after, 12 years it's been since they've had any kind of pass rush. Bijan is just on a whole other level right now. The 49ers don't have the dogs to stop them.
Nope.
They don't have the receivers to put up points. Christian McCaffrey is doing absolutely everything for that team. And it's not going to be enough. And the Falcons are going to win this game.
And they should actually stop doing that, because if he continues to do everything for that team, he's going to get injured too, and that's going to be the nail in the coffin for them.
Yeah. They got that little cushion, that 4-game cushion to start the year, but it's not going to last.
Nope.
All right, next up we got 2 Monday Night Football games. 7 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN and ESPN Unlimited. 5-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 4-2 Detroit Football Lions. In what has to be the game of the week.
It's definitely
Bucs
a contender.
Lions. Who you
definitely
got?
Has to be a contender. This is it. This is the game where the Bucs finally get their second loss of the season. And it's going to be to the bounce back of the Detroit Lions, where they actually start mauling back. They're angry. They're pissed off. They cannot stand to – they are so angry they start fights after games. They're so angry that you just can't wait to maul some people, pounds on some fucking Buccaneers. I'm picking the Lions.
I'm with you. You know I'm a Baker guy. You know I'm riding with these Bucs, but if the Lions won last week, I'd pick the Bucs. But the Lions lost last week, and they lost handily. And Brian Branch got himself suspended, and Dan Campbell was not happy. You know he had to go in the locker room and give them a speech. It's not who we are, man. We got to be smarter, man. All I do when I go home is think about you guys, man. With a tear in his eye.
Bro, you make Dan Campbell sound like the dude from the Big
To me, he does sound like the dude. When he talks, he sounds like the dude. And that's why he's awesome. Because he looks like he's like a former Marine.
I'm not Mr. Campbell. I'm the dude.
But his vibe, it just screams Lebowski. Not the big Lebowski, the dude. El Duderino.
The Duderino. Well, I honestly know that he's going to get his boys ready for a comeback game because I know they're angry. They're in Detroit, too. Detroit, the fans are loyal. They're sticking around. They're loud.
Her life is in our hands, man. She's the young parlance of our time.
Goff,
so are the Detroit Lions.
I think the Lions are going to win this game. I was watching that game last week, and I was like,
the Bucs are entering a world of pain, Cesar.
The what?
The Bucs are entering a world of pain.
Well, they're going to lose some kneecaps. They're definitely going to lose some kneecaps. The Lions aren't angry, dude. You can tell at the end of that game, they did not hesitate to just throw punches. Branch went in there. He ignored Mahomes. He just went for the smack.
Dan Campbell went in the locker room and he said, "Am I the only one here who gives a shit about the rules?"
Dude, Campbell probably was like,
"Shomer shot.
You can't be doing that shit." He probably was like he was angry probably too because there were okay. You know how they always say the Chiefs don't get the calls, they don't get fouls calling them. Sometimes people are just exaggerating, but in this game, it was atrocious. You could see the penalties like light and day from in my TV room, from the camera on the fucking side of the stadium. I could see the fucking penalties, the holding, the blindsided tackles, the taunting that they've been fucking flagging people for all fucking season. Oh, they don't taunt the Chiefs, even though Patrick Mahomes spanned the ball, pointed at the defender, flexed on him, and then walked away. Like, come on. That's 3 different taunting penalties in 3 different games this season. Not a single penalty call on the Chiefs. Not one. I'm not saying the Lions got a lot of flags on them. They got 7 flags. That's like a average. That's fine. But the Chiefs, they got those boys angry, and you know what? I hope they get their thing. I don't know what the Chiefs' schedule is, but if they make it to the Super Bowl, I hope the Lions make it to the Super Bowl too.
That's what they're setting up. That's what they're setting up.
Just
got the storyline.
Just like get their fucking comeback on them and just stomp their shit in that fucking the Lions are another team that I like. I want the Eagles to make the Super Bowl.
NFL script writers, they got notes after last Sunday. They got notes, and they said, "Hey, we got to change the ending." This is the hot storyline right now.
It's just I was angry. I didn't even finish. I turned the game off, and then I
Brian
found out about the
Branch,
fight
that
the
was a
next day.
worked shoot, brother. That was a worked shoot. He got it. He got the call on the sideline. He said, "We need you to go out there and swing on somebody."
Fucking
So I got
go
you.
over to Juju and just fucking smack the shit out of him. Dude was fucking bleeding out of his nose. All right, that's how bad he got beat up on that field. That's how bad he got beat up by
That was a
one man.
blade job, Cesar. You know better.
One man beat the fuck out of him with his teammates around him trying to stop him from beating his own like his ass. Like it's embarrassing. Juju talks so much shit. Like, he's one of those guys who's vocal and he's trying to, like, he got his ass beat. If anything, Juju's mental energy is probably down. He got humbled. He got humbled on the field on Sunday Night Football. All right. Juju ain't doing shit for the rest of the season. I'm telling you right now. Mentally, he's done.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Nice way to close it down. Next and final game.
Final game, 10 p.m. Eastern. This is my preference when they stagger the two games because I'm on the West Coast, so I'm gonna be up anyway. So I get 2 full games. I don't have to watch on 2 TVs. Not that I'm complaining. Give me 2 football games on 2 TVs. I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of that. But 10 p.m. on ESPN and ESPN Unlimited.
Not available.
2-3. Houston Texans, 4-2. Seattle Seahawks. Who you got?
I got the Seahawks. Texans haven't shown me anything that I can say, hey, they're back. No, they still suck. I got the Seahawks.
I'm on the Texans.
Seahawks.
I'm on the Texans.
I'm picking the Seahawks, so the chances of the Texans win are high. So
exactly, but that's not why I'm picking. I like the Texans here. They bounced back nice from the 0-3 start. They got 2 wins, 2 handily. They just went in, handled their business, took care of lesser opponents. And I said last week, even though they were on bye, or maybe whenever I said it at some point. If you're watching the show, like and subscribe. But you heard me say it. We need to see the Texans do it against a better opponent. The Seahawks are a better opponent. Mike McDonald has been better on the road than at home. They are at home. And I don't know. I just like the Texans. I'm feeling the vibe right now. I feel like they're going to get back to 3-3. Texans or Seahawks are going to fall to 4-3. But I still like the Seahawks. This is nothing against the Seahawks. I just got a feeling.
Who's going to win the
Texans.
NFC West? Who's going to win the NFC West? Because you got the 49ers, which in my opinion are going to lose this week. You got the Cardinals, which in my opinion are also going to lose this week. And you got the Rams, who in my opinion are also going to lose this week. Are the Seahawks back at being the best NFC West team?
I think it's going to come down to Seahawks and Rams.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I think they're the strongest, definitely. The 49ers are, like you said, destroyed by injuries, and then the Cardinals are just inconsistent and bad.
Not serious people.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely between the Rams and the Seahawks. I'm leaning Seahawks this season, so which means it's going to be the Rams.
I think the Seahawks are playing. I don't know. There's something about the Rams, and again, this might just be my anti-Rams fan bias, and I hate them because they suck as human beings, all of them, and I don't like you. If you're a Rams fan, you watch this, I don't like you. Unless you're from St. Louis. If you're from St. Louis, I like you. But everybody else, they can
real Rams
suck
fan.
Yeah.
LA Rams fan, they can suck.
The vibes feel a little more right with the Seahawks right now. Maybe it's just because we've seen the Rams win a Super Bowl and McVay is McVay and you got Stafford and all that. Like it feels like whenever there's little things to nitpick, you focus on them more than a team that's up and coming where it's like, hey, there's some nitpicky things, but they're 4-2. They look good. So maybe it's that, but I would lean toward the Seahawks. But I don't know. I'm feeling the Texans on this one. Just feeling the Texans.
You're rubbing your hands on your Montgomery Burns over there.
Feeling the Texans.
All right. Well, those are the picks. We got 2 teams on bye. The Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. Both teams benefit from the bye. The Ravens, obviously, they're have a lot of injuries and things are not going well for them, so they can take this time to get healthy and then get back on track. As well for the Bills, they can get back on track. They have 2 losses in a row, just like the Eagles, so they can take advantage of this bye week to maybe sit down, get a game plan going, and try to get things back on track for them to continue dominating and being bidding. See if we can get back to the top of the division. So we'll see.
Do you have any non-pick predictions?
I already said about the Nika Parsons not fucking sacking Kyler Murray. Chiefs are going to lose by a field goal.
Okay. I got one for you. At least 2 teams whose team name starts with a C will win on Sunday.
So you got the Colts, the Chargers, the Cardinals, the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Chiefs. That's it. So at least 2 of those teams are going to win.
Yep.
Well, I picked the Cowboys and the Colts. We'll see.
This will be a horrible. It's a guarantee because the Colts play the Chargers and the Commanders play the Cowboys. But this would be a legendary bad beat if one of those ends in a tie.
If it's the Cowboys again, imagine if it's the Cowboys again with another tie.
Oh God. I honestly, that would be hilarious to me.
I mean, that would be the best thing for the Eagles, but yeah. Because let's be honest, the Giants talk like they're being the best team ever because they do that shit every fucking year when they win a couple games and oh man, we're back, we're gonna move into the Super Bowl. Well, yeah, but they're still the bottom of the division, so we'll see.
All right. Anything else before we say goodbye to the people?
That's all for me. I'm happy with these picks. I have a good feeling this week. I might be the jersey, I don't know, but I have a really good feeling this week.
We got to see you put that jersey on midway through. It's a different juju. We'll see if it works. See if it pays off for you.
Also, 3 divisional games: the Steelers, Bengals, the Raiders, Chiefs, and the Commanders, Cowboys. Every other game is not a divisional game. So those are always tough, sometimes fun, sometimes horrible. Hopefully they lean to the latter. I mean, the former,
well,
whatever it's called.
That's the show. I'm Kyle. He is Cesar. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, please subscribe, please tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next time, take it easy, football heads.
God bless football. Go Birds.
Skol Vikings.
Move it, football!